When Mom got remarried in the spring of 1964, I was 10 years old. I wasn't excited. I wasn't unexcited. I frankly didn't know how that was going to impact me. I live with my grandmother. My dad died in the Korean War a week before I was born, and when I was a week old, my mom left me with her mom to raise. So I grew up with my grandparents and my cousins until my grandpa died, and then it was just my grandma and us kids. So this guy Mom married in the spring of 1964 was husband number 5. I didn't get excited because I didn't see where they stayed around. They came, they were in our lives, there was a little bit of hope. Number 4, I visited Mom when she lived with number 4 briefly, but that was not a place I wanted to be. Grandma's house was very unconventional. You know, it's the 60s and nuclear families were the norm, so I felt like an outcast because of that. Came home from school one day, gave her a paper on which I'd earned an A. She praised me for the A. And then I said, I don't deserve it. It's a lie. The kids at school keep asking why I write about grandparents and talk about cousins, and I don't talk about my parents and my siblings. So I just made this story up. So that A is worthless. I didn't deserve it. Adding to that unconventional lifestyle, I'd gone to visit one of my uncles in prison and made the childish mistake of mentioning it show and tell. And by the horrified look on the teacher's face, I learned this is not normal behavior. Don't ever say that again. So that was my environment when Mom married number 5. Then her and number 5 bought a house on Paradise Canyon Road across from Uncle Bob, who was Mom's brother closest to her and number 5's best friend. So Uncle Bob's across the road with his wife and son. Next to Mom is Aunt Pat, Uncle Gene, and their 5 kids. And just up the hill is Uncle Ed, Aunt Joanne, and their 2 kids. My cousins, my absolute best friends. 8 of them. It was so awesome, and I was at Grand's in that unconventional life where I didn't want to be. And I longed for this mother, father, sister, brother situation. Then my mom asked my brother if he wanted to go live with him. Of course, he said yes, and he moved because he had a different dad, and his dad was all right with that. Grandma was the one who had say-so over me. Then Mom asked if I wanted to live with her, and Grandma said yes. Yes. So I got to live on Paradise Canyon Road with my cousins, and it was indeed paradise. Best 2 years of my childhood, bar none. It didn't work out all that great, but that's for another story, for another chapter, and actually that's a chapter in my book. My people's story is this why I'm me.